I love the Gen 9 starters, but I know some of you may really hate them. Skeledirge being one of the most overdesigned starters, Quaquaval being so overly flamboyant, Meowscarada being the furry humanoid starter bait that we all didn't want to be. Yeah, I hated that thing too initially at the very least, but over time, it grew on me, and I really learned to appreciate all of them, especially with their official artwork. And of course, learning about their origins and seeing why they are the way they are really helps too. So, let's go over all the final evolutions of starters, their theme as a trio, and their individual origins. Every generation of starters has a particular theme that the trio follows. We've covered all of them in detail on this channel before, of course. Gen 1 was reptiles and genetics, Gen 4 was mythology, Gen 6 RPG classes, Gen 8 was British culture, and now Gen 9 seems to be celebration or entertainers during various different celebrations. Though a lot of these celebrations that we'll be talking about link back to a carnival. This is why all three of them have signature moves that are so flashy and that kind of show off, because in a way, that's really what they're all trying to do. Meowscarada. The magician Pokemon's name comes from the words meow and mascarada. Meow obviously being the sound that cats make themselves, and mascarada being Spanish for the word masquerade. A masquerade is a disguise which alludes to the Pokemon's mask here, but a masquerade ball is a dance or a party where people basically show up in costumes and a mask to celebrate during the night time. Oftentimes they are held as a means of entertainment or celebration, and these masquerade parties were considered to be a carnival, and sometimes still are. The Mardi Gras is also a celebration of similar attire, and it's possible that MiosGarada takes some inspiration from there as well. Which also makes sense because in Hispanic culture, the Mardi Gras is just known as the carnival, just spelled a little differently. Of course, that's not all there is to it. While Meowscarada's feline origins may be inspired by the Iberian lynx, its signature move Flower Trick and the way it moves and performs is where it has its roots to being based on a magician. The nighttime performer and magician act might also be what gives it its inspirations to become a dark type Pokemon. But if you ask me, the mask alone is good enough reason to become a dark type. Skeledirge, the singer Pokemon, probably has the most complex origins here, which is fitting because it probably has the most complicated design. Skeledirge's name comes from the word skeleton and dirge, which is a song that's performed during times of mourning, like during a funeral, which is probably the kind of song that's performing during its signature move, Torch Song. And I don't think that song is for it, but rather for the opponent that's about to burn to a crisp. Skeledirge is based off the Nile crocodile, and the small bird on its head or nose is most likely based off the Egyptian plower, as the two species in real life are often seen in a cleaning symbiotic relationship with one another so that both parties benefit. One gets cleaned and one eats. Its appearance in having what resembles an open suit jacket and a dress shirt on its torso, and its general behavior also resembles those singers from an opera or mariachi, which is a genre of regional Mexican music. Talking more about the ghost type elements of its design, Skeledirge is most likely based off the holiday, the Day of the Dead, a Spanish holiday and celebration used to honor ancestors and loved ones who have passed. And Skeledirge's face very much resembles that of a skull, or that of people who dress up during the Day of the Dead. The fire around its neck somewhat resembles Mexican marigolds, which are the flowers that are shown off to honor the dead. And its colorful look seems to either come from the El Drac, the dragon sculpture in Barcelona, or on an HybridHero, a form of Mexican sculpture art showing off fantasy creatures in bright patterns. But I personally think it's leaning more towards the El Drac here. And finally, we have Kukwavo, the dancer Pokemon. Kukwavo's name comes from the sounds that ducks make, quack quack, and then the words aqua and carnival. Yeah, while the rest of the family just goes with the sound quack, this guy goes for two quacks. It's still based off a duck, of course, specifically a crested duck. However, as it moves and its feathers come out, you'll quickly see that's based off a peacock now as well. The peacock aspect of it was probably added in there so that its tail feathers and movements could closely resemble dancing performers at the carnival, specifically Portuguese and Spanish carnivals such as the Rio Carnival or the Carnival of Santa Cruz de Tenerife. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but you can see that the dances from these carnivals were costumes or ornaments that really match Kukwavo's design and feathers and even its movements. It being a dancer is also probably where it gets its fighting typing from, and the martial arts style that Kukwavo uses here is actually called the capoeira, which originated as a Brazilian martial art mix that combined fighting, dancing, acrobatics, and music, and you can see how well it actually flows with the rest of the design, and how well it works for this Pokemon while it performs its signature move, Aqua Step. Hopefully knowing a little more about these starters helps you appreciate or understand them a bit more. I know it did for me. And I gotta say, these in my personal opinion, just might be the best starter trio we've received since the Sinnoh starters. But you're gonna have to let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy. Take care of yourselves, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all over on the next video, alright? Later!